What is up? Hello, YouTube. I am Shaggy. I am Philolitea. And we return to the epic Titan quest of our hero, Shabby Pibeduh. Level 9, Magician. Okay, so, I don't know if this is necessarily a confession that I have to make, but, I've been playing this game on my own time, and so I've done something akin to cheating in the minds of a purist who's like, no, only items that you found on this run. It's gonna be mad. But guess what? We're power level in this character, baby. I found some weapons. Alright, so if we want to stick to throwing weapons, we've got this badass. But this Piercy Piercer has +1 to calculated strike, our primary attack, and it's actually higher deeps. Now let me just double check that I actually know what I'm talking about when I say, yeah, see, calculated strike, the thing that we use with our default attack, is better with the piercing weapon. So what we can do is take our shield off from this hand. We can swap out these thrown weapons because this Hand of Lycurgus is a badass. Look at them. Look at all that mess that he's got going on there. Okay, so we'll put this Hand of Lycurgus right here because that's just a messy mess. And then we're gonna go Trader's Shiv, extra bleeding damage, tons of dexterity, attack speed, and we're gonna do that. And now life just got complicated for old Vinny D. Don't call me that, but thank you for using it to let me know that you were watching. Just don't actually call me that. I don't mind you referencing me calling myself Vinny D. So now life just got complicated for me. So I gotta click here when we're in melee, and I gotta click here when we're not in melee. And then I gotta remember how I got this badass motherfucker set up. Alright, that's all of our passive stuff, and we got a jar of poison we can throw, baby! Alright, now let's go, let's do it. Yeah, see, very little is going to threaten us at range now. And so we're just going to use our little hand throwy boys. Hand throwy boys to mess up your day and send you to an early grave. And that's not what you wanted, but it's what you got it. Die, spider things. You're horrible, I hate you. Alright, eventually, because Shabby Pibeduh is, because he's a silent protagonist, eventually I will begin to speak as him. I just haven't figured out what his character is yet. According to his stat sheet, he's very dexterous. That's what we know about him. He's got good hands. The ladies are a big fan. Oh, those, oh yeah, okay, so those armors that I picked up, they're strength. And I may not actually give them to him because I will have to decide between strength and intelligence as his secondary stat. But right now, haha, fuck you. Dex is getting the job done. Swing, swang, schwa, shwee, shwoo, shwee. Link. Thank you. I don't think this weapon has a 10% piercing ratio. And does piercing damage. Well, son of a bitch. Look at who's a... Alright, you get to get stabby, stabby, stab it. Look at that. Look at that. Stabby, stab, stabby, stab, stabby. Hey. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so, doodle-doodle-dee-dee-dee. Yeah. We use rares, baby. We don't care about magic items. We use rares. Because we have a big daddy who can power level us gear when no one's looking. Hit the wrong button like a big dumb stupid head. Alright, buff, chula. Buff, joy. Wrong world. Wrong language system. Throwing. Oh, this is bad for you. Oh, wait a minute. Why did you throw it on me, you big stoop? What are you doing? Wow. Nobody ever accused him of having a higher intelligence score than dexterity, but he could choose his targets better. Schwa. Throwing. Oh boy. You use my skills better than I do, in a timely fashion. Yikes! Alright. This is not the character I've been playing the last several days. Here we go. And actually throw the bottle at them this time, bitch. Oh, or stand in their bottle throwing. That's also fun. Turn it to your knife and give him the old hackety hack. Don't come back to life, please. Alright. That is one cave cleared. Wait a minute. This is not a cleared cave. Why do you put the chest in the front of the cave and the boss in the back of the cave? Are you just fucking with me now, Titan Quest? Damn THCQ Nordic? THQ Nordic? There's not always a C after every H that follows a T. Vincent's brain. Now that is a cleared cave. Let's GTFO. What? That means this isn't a cleared cave at all. That means there's these guys. How did you escape the wrath? Shabby Pibeduh. Now you're dead. Now you have been... What are you doing? Let's go. We don't care about regular items. We want rares. Rares. I only give a bit of shit about it if it's got a name, baby. Let's go. Throwing that X and hitting you with poison bottle. MU and X. Now you are super dead. That just might be how... Shabby might just be the kind of guy who sings to himself all day about mundane tasks he's doing. Picking up potions and throwing an axe and hitting a spider with an axe in the head. Like, that just might be the kind of guy he is. You don't know. Have you met him? Did you interview him? You don't know. Wait, come on now. Okay, so... This tree above me has things that it feels about the way the rain is falling. It's sending me little dumps of rain off its leaves. Can you hear it? Every few seconds. Man, I'm gonna get soaking wet trying to walk out of here to either get something to eat or charge my junk. Charge my stuff. Man, if it isn't a rare, we don't care. Stabby birds. Die. Now he stabs the goat mans. Oh, I found an item that I meant to send over to this just in case I didn't find it on this playthrough, because it's too funny not to share with an audience. I found an item called A Letter from a Goat Man, and it's hilarious. I have to share it. It really dates this game to 2006 or whenever it came out, and it's very funny. I like to play stuff like this, in large part, especially I like to play older games, but everything I do is an expression of this joy, but I like to play games like this to date them. To date the references of the writers, to see if I can tease out their influences. Like, I'm playing this game that's actually it's a pretty good little mobile action-adventure RPG with fairly standard BioWare type dialogue chains that I'm surprised is a free-to-play RPG on the phone. And hey, in the next 2 days, if you watch this, if you maybe I'll remember to put it in the comments, but if you use my referral link and join Scrambly, and cash out $1 with them, I can tell you right now that there are at least 3 fairly good free-to-play little RPGs right now. And if you do that using my link, I will get $15. And that's $15 that you don't have to do anything in. In fact, you just made $1. And you got to play 3, at minimum 3, pretty neat little RPGs on the mobile platform. And so basically what I'm telling you is I've been playing on the mobile platform since the mobile platform became a thing, because PC gamers and even Nintendo gamers, but especially console gamers, wanted to say that there could not possibly be good mobile games that were free to play, and games like Fortnite and that other shooter that people really like that are free to play on Switch and the other consoles and the PC prove that that premise of the free to play, be it making games impossible, making good games impossible, is something that I've always questioned. And in fact, I'm actually playing this title and most of the titles that I'm doing for my Let's Play series on a $5 a month Let's Play pass through the Google store. So all of these games are actually like between $15 and $20. The game I'm playing right now, before tax, is $20. And I'm getting it for free with a $5 a month subscription. Not too bad. So if you like this, hit up your boys' Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Venmo, something, with $5 to keep this going. Minimum $5 to keep this going. But tell me it's to keep this going, and what I can do is I can buy a gift card, or I can buy like a prepaid Verizon card, and I can put money on it to only pay for whatever. That's how I used to manage my bills. I'm telling you a lot about how to manage your life right now, in a disjointed way, because I'm also talking to you about how I play things to tease out the influences of the creators. And so we can't really tease out the influences of the creators as we're running up the Megara coast. We are doing a fair, decent job of running north and west, up the existing Grecian Peninsula, whatever that's called. We left, I haven't really talked about this, but we left the far south, and we went up the Peloponnesus, and now we passed Sparta, and now we're at Megara. Real places. Running north up the southwestern coastline of Greece. So this beach is facing west. But anyway, yeah, if you don't think I can manage my finances, first of all, fuck you. I've been homeless for 10 months without your help, and I've managed to keep myself before Mr. S and Madge directly intervened to make sure that I was eating better. I fed myself and clothed myself, and had a tent over my head with only one $300 donation in the process. There were a couple of people who donated early, but their donations were guilt-oriented on their part and not sustainable, so I spent them that day. I didn't try to sustain them because they didn't want me to. They didn't care what I did, one way or the other. And I've been using my stabby thing for a while, so I could just hack my way through this and think. But if you don't think I can manage my finances, if you think I'm homeless because I can't manage my finances, fuck you. There were 37 years of my life before I became homeless this time around. And this is probably really my 4th bout with homelessness, so you can kind of kiss my ass. Being poor has absolutely nothing to do with being able to manage the resources that you have. It has absolutely everything to do with the people around you believing that being rich is not spending your resources except on retail. And so anyway, if you were to, for example, send me a $50 Cash App tip and say, hey, keep the Let's Plays coming, keep the Play Pass, show us more of what you're playing on Play Pass. We're actually interested in what's going on Play Pass. You're also generating interest from Google. Maybe they'll sponsor my shit and take a little bit of the burden off of you. But what I'll do is I'll move that to an account and to a card that's only that's only bound to Play Pass. I do that all the time. In fact, I have my money split in half right now, so that anything that goes to my PayPal, I spend on whatever I want: food, extra clothing, batteries. I just spend it however I want, and then anything that goes to my Cash App goes to pay off my Cash App debt, and my Cash App debt is accrued on food and THC and nicotine. So only my Patreon goes to cover my debt. And so if you don't have your money diversified so you have to work to access it, you're the stupid person, frankly. You're the person who hasn't thought out how to live their life in the increasing complexity of the 18th century. Okay, so these are the items that I have here. We have this level 10 breastplate, this level 13 breastplate that's part of a 3-piece, and I actually have the greaves. Okay, that's what I thought. I have a second pair of greaves on another character. I might have the crescent somewhere. I might have the crescent on that character too. But we have this Theban shield that's level 9. We are level 9. It just requires a dumb amount of strength. I have 3 other shields on my other character that could be worn on this character too. And then we have this level 12 skeletal darts that I actually don't know if they're better than this axe that I've got. That's what I wanted to look at that. They require strength. So I am going to have to start stacking strength just for my weapons and armor at some point. Vitality decay I'm not worried about. Piercing damage, the piercing ratio is higher. Flat bonus damage, we're going to lose a lot in dexterity and attack speed. A lot. Okay, so the skeletal darts are a 9. The skeletal darts are a nay. We're going to take them out. We're just going to throw them away. By throw them away, I mean sell them. Obi-kibi, here's we goes. Oh yeah, something's not right. Oh, what's this? Why is this not on? This is considered not a bladed weapon. That's hard for me to understand. Is this considered a bladed weapon? Weird.
So, Leonidas sent you.
Yes, Leonidas sent me. This should... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. He gave me an extra bag for completing that quest. Oh, I've also completed this arcane formula for the Star Heart. Gives me extra elemental damage, extra burn damage, plus 4 elemental resistance, and plus 4 total speed, which means movement and attack speed.
What have you got?
We will be making that, actually. No, we won't. What are we missing? Scroll of Warriors Song. Did I not remember to put that in my bank?
Greetings.
Hey, I'm kind of a dumb person. Okay, so there's the Scroll of Warriors Song. Okay. Prometheus' Flame is right there. Bat Fang is right there. Completed Warrior's Song is right there. And this is the... Oh, hey, look. This is another version of that Skeletal Darts. that I found along the way that I can't wear unless I'm carrying this dagger. So we'll go ahead and sell them too, because we know. We already know. We know what you did last summer. This Shroud of Eternal Night's even better. Do I have 2 bat fangs? I could very quickly have 2 bat fangs. We're taking these out of here, by the way. Because I like to cheat and make things easy for me. Okay. Boink. Bing. Boink. Okay. And now we go to here. Everybody loves merchant runs. Don't give me shit. Everybody loves this stuff. I need the Fireboy. And I need the Batfang. And we need the Dispel. And then we go. Create the artifact. Yes! Very cool. Very cool. And extra attack speed. For completing the thing. Okay, and then we come to this guy and we say, a goodbye to you. A reference to a The Used song from 2002. Probably not actually from 2002, but you know, just rolling with the damn rhymes and the stupid strong bad reference. Okay. We got one of these. And then we got one of these. Both of those are completed. Ooh, we have a Davinum sack. Oh, very nice. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to return to his... No, we're going to go talk to this guy because we don't want to talk to him again. Truth is, I just arrived here and I don't care. And we're going to opens. Oh no. Wrong button. Oh no! Skyfire Pendant is not interesting to us in large part. God damn it. Where are you, completed relic? I mean, are you the one? I need 2 more bat fangs. That is easily accomplishable.
Bye.
Let's just go to where the bats are. Where the bats are. Where is my grandmother? You crazy old bat! You get it? Alright. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe it wasn't funny. Maybe it's insensitive. We were talking about something largely unimportant. I'm switching to the dagger because it's easier to manage. And it's just funnier. Running up to you with a shield and a dagger, and you're going, oh fuck, that dagger has really good stats. How about this axe? Do you like my axe? Can you hold my axe for me? Here, I'll throw it to you. Get a real good look at this axe. It's really cool. It's got a really high dexterity bonus. Oh boy, this isn't bats. I'm Batty. Another reference from the 90s. Suck it, kids, I'm old. I don't know what you're sucking. My references, probably. Maybe your nooks. Pacify yourselves, I think is what suck it is supposed to. Oh, that's not the button I meant to hit. Left thumb, what are you doing? My left hand went rogue. Which is not unironic in this context. Why is that the thing you did? The backhand flourish on the axe toss there was just so funny to me. I'm the Tom Brady of killing shit with axes. Take it. Oh boy, run. Shah. Oh, you're a bat. No, you're not. I leveled though. Eat this. Shah. You know, this whole time, I'm not lying. I'm not even exaggerating. This whole time I've been saying, let's get bat fangs. I've been looking for crows. No one ever accused me of being smart. It's not true. Every time I say that, I tell this story, but that's actually not true. I once lost a job one time, and all she would say to me is, "You're just so smart. You're just so smart." Okay, 4 elemental damages, 30 burner damages, 4% elemental resistance, plus 4 total speed. The reason it's damages in plural is because there are many elemental types in this game. There's fire, lightning, ice. Those are your elemental damages. And since we has a Defier build here, that just means all of our fire damage is better, so we can focus on being a wily rogue for a while. How many points we... Oh man, I do this every time. Okay. Since we bought Earth and Intelligence, it doesn't really make sense. Critical fire damage. We don't need to do extra fire damage. Like, we don't need to really worry about stacking on this. We don't need to worry about doing extra fire damage on a crit. Right now, all we want is Barney hands. And then we want to climb this tree. We want to work on our rogue mastery. And then every once in a while, we'll be like, we could have Burnier hands. But this, no. This, we've already maxed out. So this is where our focus needs to lie. I'm not super duper worried about adding bleed damage. We're not fighting a lot of bosses. Maybe if I get my ass handed, we're not fighting a lot of traps. Oils harvested from deadly nightshade plants give your envenomed weapons the ability to slow. I'm super duper not worried about that. If I were trying to stay at range, I would be more concerned about that. And I'm super duper not worried about my defenses right now. They're dying before they can get to me. So what makes sense is we've got calculated strike 1 plus 1 from our dagger. It makes sense. Makes sense to focus on calculated strike. We currently have a level here in lucky hit, which just allows our attacks to bypass their armor on Toto. So we're just going to buy 1 point of that right now so that we're at 100% bypass their armor on Toto. That attack, when it happens, when the 4th attack happens, it ignores all of their armor. Okay. Fucking great. This seems to add bleed damage. We have 2 stacks of... Oh, wait. We bought a stack of that. So it's got a ton of bleed damage. We have 2 of this. The next level is going to just give us extra physical and piercing damage. We're not super duper worried about that right now. I'm trying to get a plan going here in my head. Has a chance to inflict bleeding damage. We have a point in that, so we're good with that. We haven't bought a trap yet. Drops a mechanical bolt trap that will trip when enemies draw near and rapidly fire deadly bolts. We're not super worried about that because we're not actually, like... You know what? We will do that. And we'll focus a little bit more. I'll be a little bit more I'll pay a little bit more attention to... and we'll just add this last point, the rogue mastery, so we can get up here to what we actually want. We want lethal strike. We want toxin. We want this stuff up here at the top of the board. You can't see what I'm... Yeah, we want this stuff up here at the top of the board. Okay, so that's that. Let's get... I'll go back to my throwing axe because it's too hilarious not to, and I just added a thing to make it more hilarious. So we'll go lay trap. Okay, so now we have an excuse to stand back, throw axes, drop... Hey, you son of a fucking bitch. So we drop the... If it'll hit the button. Drop yonder trap, we throw yonder poison, and then we hit them in the head with the axes, like that. It'll be better as we get better at the rotation. That was terrible. We run. Now see if we can go stealth. Now it would be badass. So we drop the thing. We throw the poison. We hit the guy. And then they run into the poison and they say, oh, that's a deadly trap. Very nice. And we kill them. Very nice. Very, very nice. And then, oh, I see why it turned off. My stupid ass. Okay, we can fix this. What we need to do is we need to come in here to automatic energy, 10%. There we go. Now we won't burn up all of our potion vials because I'm a dumbass. I forgot a few things about how this character works. For example, that this thing that I just turned off has a passive mana cost. Energy is what it's called in this game. Has a passive energy cost. And so what we need to be working on, what we need to be thinking about right now, is not new abilities. This is fun though. That's not what we need to be focusing on. We need to be focusing on your mom and her sweet ass. Why did I say that? We need to be focusing on energy regeneration. Yes. Die. Die. Yes. If you've seen It's Always Sunny, you know the joke I'm thinking. If you haven't, I'm keeping it to myself. Because you're too young. Just too young. We're gonna jazz it out like a shaggy babby. Ba-doo-bow, ba-wow-wow. That's a lot of sepulchre. Sepulture. Sepulche. Sepulchre. Oh man, we're very powerful. We really don't need, like, they're running from us. They're like, oh God. Yes. Be afraid. Be afraid of Shabby Pibeduh. His class, it says magician. But the only thing he's a magician with is, you know what I'm gonna say, your mom's sweet ass. What is this? Calculated strike. I don't know how that happened, but it did. What's happened? Oh. I lost track of what button I was pressing. I'm like, why isn't this thing opening? Because you're switching weapons, big guy. My right thumb's not a ton stronger or smarter than my... stronger either than my left. It does what I'm telling it to do. Sometimes what I'm telling it to do is very stupid. Hey, look at that. We are regaining mana energy without spending a potion, a little bit at a time. So we're going to have a really weird hybrid stat and gear build. We're going to want to put on like caster's bracelets, or at least caster stat caster stat, what are those things called when you put them on your forearms? Bracers. Same thing, same word, fundamentally. A bracelet is a little bracer. Anyway, bangles is what I'm wearing. Nope. Is what I'm talking about at this. Our first device, our first trap. We could be doing mad damage to that if we wanted to be. Fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you. Fuck you, Blondie. No, fuck you, Blondie. That's kind of racist. I wonder if they know that. And I wonder if, like, we're just supposed to let them get away with being racist against white people. Specifically blonde people. What did the Nords ever do to you, India? Indian subcontinent. South Asia. Middle East. The Nords were your friends forever. See, now I can run away and I can hit you with my axe. And what we need to do now is we need to find us a good agility shield. That's the word I wanted. Agility. We find good agility shield, and then we're at it. We can have different gear sets. Wait a minute. Neither of those is standing. They're down, Shabby. They're down, buddy. Okay, throw that. Oh god. And then throw that. Hey, those are bats. I like bats. Give me your teeth. Like, how badly am I fucking up these bats that their teeth are not retrievable? Or do I have to fuck them up so bad that the tooth just falls out? La-ti-dee. I did not see a single bat fang drop in that encounter. That's because I was looking like an idiot. I had a single bat fang drop in that encounter. Alright. I'm just gonna stare at this, and stare at it, and stare at it. What am I doing? I know what I'm doing. What is this? Still not enough strength. Yowza. We're gonna have to put 2, 3, maybe whole levels of stats into strength. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm a smart boy. I can figure it out. I'm not smart enough to know which fucking weapon I'm using. I learned that whistle from a bird. I used to have a cockatiel named Lyle, is what I named him. When he was in a really good mood, he would go... just like that. What am I doing? I'm clearing this forest of baddies. Where are you, single mothers? None of you is a baddie. Not one of you should be wearing yoga pants. None of you goes to the gym. Ugh. I can see the cottage cheese in your spider legs. And it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know whether I'm buying haggis, talking to a spider being. You gross me out, but I'm supposed to be polite. So I'm gonna hack you to death with a throwing axe! Just cut right through the problem. Centuries before Alexander. Goddamn right. You goddamn right I know the relative time scale we're in. And it's supposed to be before the Iron Age. Sort of. I guess it's supposed to be like before the fall of Sparta. But again, sort of, not the fall of Sparta. The fall of Athens to Sparta. But again, sort of. Aegis of Laconia. Laconia is the name. Wait a minute. Daddy has another one of these stashed in his bank. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, Laconia is where the Lacedaemons get their names. And where the adjective laconic comes from. Now, whether Laconia was a real person, a singular person, I don't know. Pretty neat, though. Satyr, die. Die, beast man, die. Take my axe unto your face. Blessed be thy face by mine axe. Hacked be thine face. Puns. I don't know why I did that exactly. But I felt compelled, so I did it, and now I have done it, and I feel better about myself and my choices in my life. Moving on. Throwing axe to the face, in the face, take it. Wing, plow. Golly gee, Batman. Take it. You think Mickey and Daisy Duck ever fooled around? Mickey and Minnie were having a hard time while they were still dating, and Donald was off in the Navy. Daisy was lonely, needed some company. I don't know what she sounds like, so we won't go there. She's like, just make out with me a little bit. My husband's gone. And he's like, Minnie's being a bitch right now, so. Do you think that, like, hangs over their marriage 70 years later? Like, as they're approaching, being in the public domain, do you think that, like, hangs over their relationship? Like, when they enter the public domain, is Minnie gonna come out about their affair, or his affair? Mickey is not the man you think he was. The mouse. And then it's going to become like that old poem. I think it's a Scottish poem. You know, like the difference of mice and men. And then, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men often go aglain. It's translated to awry, but might not be aglain actually, but whatever. They often go awry. And then that old, like, I think there was actually an old Mickey cartoon where he asks, "Are ye mice or are ye men?" And she's gonna be like, "He was a mouse all along. Just a tiny little mouse." Do you think that's why her costume hasn't changed in 70 years, or approaching 100 years? She's just trying to keep up with what he liked before they broke up the first time. Why am I talking about this? Like Mickey Mouse is Adam West or something? Before you start with me, just Google how wild that set was. Okay, I'm gonna die if I don't switch. Because I don't actually have my shield when I have this weapon. But, oh, fucking damn it. Choices were made, they weren't all the good ones. They weren't all the good ones. They weren't all good ones either. La la la. Nobody ever accused me of being smart. I actually don't remember where that was, so we're just gonna run until we stop seeing a pile of bodies, and then we're gonna turn around. Wow. Check that plan, because I can still see a pile of bodies over there to my right. I legitimately don't even remember what the place I was in looked like. I was paying that little attention. I was very much thinking about whatever the hell I had been talking about before that. Okay, I remember killing you. That's a problem. Like, that's not something that you, like, that's just not that's not where you want your life to be. Where you're, like, exploring your environment, you're like, okay, well, I do remember killing you. Probably should have cleaned up. But I don't remember being here. Or how I got here. So I can remember that flash moment of you. But, like, how did I skip this wreckage? What's the story with these skeleton raiders? Did I not do this? Now that the 3 undead princes are gone, the undead should no longer wander from the ruins. Bring news of your victory to Autolycus and Megara. Now that's not likely to ever get turned in, because I'm not likely to ever go back to Megara. Unless I die again. I guess I could just let this guy kill me. Or maybe Megara has a... Where was I? Oh, you know what? I vaguely remember walking into this cave. They seem to remember me, unfondly. They were like, you allowed us to live, and then you returned! Son of a bitch. Do you think it hurts for the last few seconds before the fire kills you and the axe stabs you, like, directly between the eyeballs? Like, do you think you feel it? The impact? Or does it cook the brains effectively immediately? Damn, that sucks for you so bad. Like, fuck. Like, when it goes through them? Do you think that's a chest cavity situation, or is that just right through the head? Yikes, maybe we do want to add extra fire damage to our crits, because that would just look funny. Like a critical hit, and then they just, like, spontaneously bust. I love it. We're going to deal with that right now. We're going to put 4 strength, 8... No, we're not. We're going to go 4 strength, 4 intelligence. We're coming over here. We're going to be like, hey, Earth Mastery, you're doing just the best things. We're going to go Rogue Mastery for the extra strength. We're going to come back here and we're going to say, son of a bitch, still not enough. It would have been enough if I had done 2 strength. I didn't do the math before I clicked away. I need 116, 133, 116. Yeah. That was on me. Purely on me. Well, I guess we could. No, we couldn't. Because what is it now? It's 112 plus 3. I'd have to put 2 into that, and that's just not in. It wasn't in my short-term goals, but then it became a part of my short-term goals. I still can't wear this. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I just wasted that level! It's fine. We're a better rogue now. We're more masterful as a rogue. Our dexterity and strength are higher. We have more HP and energy. So it'll take longer for our overpowered skills to consume our energy. And now we continue on! It's raining enough that it is starting to, like, drippy leak into my tent just a touch because of the temperature and pressure differences on the inside and outside. And now... So here's the thing. Here's the thing, audience. I am in need and I am asking you for help. Okay? Mr. S, if this means you, I understand that. But I am going to tell you right now, where am I at? I'm at 49:36. Maybe I'll even cut this into a short. Audience, I am talking directly to you right now, no longer just having fun with a video game. My fan that I bought, for whatever reason, has a leak inside it. And so I have decorroded battery acid in there. I have battery acid corrosion in there. And so what that means is that I'm kind of on a ticking time bomb with this $25 fan, waiting on it to burst into flames. And yesterday, accidentally, but it turned out to be a good thing, that's why I'm thinking about it, I am glad that I accidentally left my fan on low, because it kept the interior of my tent from boiling the water in my water bottles. But moreover, it also kept the interior temperature of my tent low relative to the temperature outside when it started raining, so that the water didn't immediately osmose through the fabric of my tent. Whatever that's actually called, whether it's osmosis or whatever. You understand what I'm saying. Condensate, the condensation process. I don't know exactly how it works, but my tent will leak because it gets a different interior temperature than the exterior, and so that will happen. And so what I'm telling you now is that I need to find about $50 separate from my food budget, from my weed budget, from my nicotine budget, and I am going to need to find $25 for my weed budget soon, but that's not your problem, as we've discussed. I need to find another $25 to $50 because I need to replace this fan before it goes up in flames while I'm asleep or not in the tent. Because you understand that a $25 fan going up in flames, I would also like one that's rechargeable so I don't have to keep spending $3 every 3 days. Anyway, on batteries. If it doesn't have batteries in it, it won't have battery acid decrosion. Anyway, decrosion is how we said it when I was a kid in my neighborhood, so that's how I've continued to say it as an adult. It was a joke among us very small children. And so if you hear that and you're like, wait a minute, I remember saying decroded. We might have grown up in the same neighborhood. We might have gone to the same elementary school. I have to switch weapons. No, I don't. I need to run. What am I doing? I forget that I have abilities to deal with AoE. Yeah. That is what I should have done last time I died. That is what those are for. That is why I bought them. Just for when I get overwhelmed while I have yonder throwing axe. Look at all of that passive DPS I'm doing. Golly gee willikers, Batman. Fun times. Anyway, I need your help. I really need to replace this before it goes up in flames, because if it goes up in flames, it's not unlikely to take some of, if not all of my tent with it. And if it takes some of, if not all of my tent with it, then my tent is not going to be in mostly one piece when I get into the winter, which means that that's another 75 of my dollars. 80 of my dollars, really, after tax. So I need your help. Living and sleeping in this tent without the fan in this Ohio heat and humidity is not tenable. I'm already struggling to sleep as it is when it's not cold. Now when it gets cold, I have no problem sleeping. Sleeping bags are for. But the sleeping bag and the tent liner are a net negative. They're a net negative when it's 80 degrees inside the tent. Watch my abilities, because my this just turned off because I spent all my mana energy. For whatever reason, I didn't drink a potion. It's set to automatically drink a potion when my energy gets to 10%. It was at 0%. It did not drink a potion. Okay. There we go. I thought that trap was a hunter skill, so that's cool. The charge cord on my phone is putting my left hand to sleep in combination with, I guess, the way I'm sitting. And I learned this morning that the curvature of my spine has caused the muscles of my right neck to be, the right side of my neck to be that attach to your clavicle, to be significantly more developed than the left. They're significantly more prominent. It's interesting to me. I don't know why that is, but hey, scoliosis and herniated pelvises. I think a lot of people today assume that because they went to university and they didn't play sports and their parents loved them enough to take them to the hospital and they were willing and had jobs that were willing to let them go to the hospital whenever they had minor injuries, that 40, you can make it to 40 without minor injuries accumulating, and then without a major injury going untreated. And so you should be able to work and stand and labor on your feet until you're 60 because you had a cushy middle class easy life. That is not the case with me. I find it a miracle that I'm able to stand at all. That I'm able to walk and locomote at all is a miracle of THC pain killing. My left knee and pelvis are so badly destroyed, it's actually starting to show up in the shape of my glutes. My left cheek is significantly smaller and not round, it's misshapen compared to my right. It's a miracle that I'm able to stand, it's a miracle I'm able to walk, it's a miracle I'm alive. It's a miracle I'm alive at all. The severity of this wound. And I just... those are humans. I live like it's not happening because... what am I gonna do? Ask another doctor to turn me away? 6 feels like too many. 6 feels like too many. Am I going to be refused basic sympathy from more human beings? Knowingly and on purpose? That seems like the behavior of a very stupid person. This isn't the one. So that won't be what I'm doing. I'm actually going to put that on. That necklace had energy regeneration. I can use one of these. What is this? Essence of Golden Fleece. Negative 15% energy cost. Can be put on torso items. My torso item has some dumb bullshit on it. Cannot replace that anyway. Okay. This has, can enhance all armors. I don't care about the poison resistance. I like that dexterity though. Yeah, what if I enhance? No. What if I'm being stupid? Dionysus's wineskin. 45 health. I don't need a chance to stun. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing this. I like that. I like that a great deal. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to stop. I need to reorient myself. And I need to go say what's up to Meg. Ooh, look at that. You can travel to Megara. Man, I'm so smart. So smart and sexy. Look at that. And the guy that wants my attention. Oh, man, those are my favorite kind of quests. Kind of quests that just don't bog me down with making me make choices or think about anything. Don't even make me remember where you are. Be where I need you to be. That's happening. Holy shit. 10% intelligence. 11% energy. That's happening. Why Why is this in your inventory? Oh, I know why. If you equip this, can you equip it without this? Yeah, you can't equip it without that. That's going to be distracting for a moment. For a minute, in fact. It's going to be distracting for some time. Which of these is better? Aegis of Laconia, 16. All warrior and defense mastery skills. We're never wearing this. We don't use warfare or defense. We should sell it. Which one's better? 17 pierce, 14 defense, 16 pierce, 15 defense. Well, that's fucking relative, isn't it? Let's see. Do we have any of these that are completed yet? I realized I got quiet. I became a thinky boy. Ooh, demon's blood. That's extra vitality and poison damage. No, it's not. It's extra poison damage and vitality resistance. I don't really care for that. Chaos Cube has a cool name. That's the one we were just looking at. Okay. You might be thinking about to yourself, what about those bows? Fuck you. That's what about those bows. No, I don't mean that. What it is about those bows is they won't work because they're not bladed. They just won't work with this build. But if we can find ding-da-ding one more bat fang, that would be neato. Let's get out of here. Let's return to Delphi. Let's go to Delphi. With our Russian accent that is awful. Okie dokie, Batman. Here we go. Off to the races. Off to buy, I guess it kind of makes sense to do like a Greek thing, like a Greek accent. I'm not really doing a Greek accent. I'm doing more of a bad Italian accent. But you don't know this guy. We don't know his backstory. Maybe Shabby Pibeduh, maybe he's from Italy. Maybe he's from Italy. You don't know. Maybe his mama was Italian and his daddy was a Greek. Put the whole like the whole adding at between at the end of, well, even doing the when I think that is an Italian thing. I picked that up from when I was learning both Italian and Greek at the same time. And they do the whole adding a vowel, like a neutral vowel sound after words that don't end in a vowel. And then they do pronounce the E's at the end of their letters. So like Greece is a Greece. And they do pronounce both of the vowels, like in Greece. It's Greece. They do that. Greco, like they hit both C's. So I'm not making fun. I can speak a little bit of the language. The tiniest amount. I know how to do the phonemes, which is all I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn the way of the shape of the vowels and the consonants into sounds that become words. And the where they pause in the way they speak. I can't do it very well, but they do it like this. Their language is more beautiful and sing-a-song than ours. So when they speak English, they have to talk much more slowly than they do. Same as for Spanish. Espanol. I can't keep up with Spanish speakers. I can't tell where the words, where the spaces are between the words. And that is an artifact of their language being pre-written. It's an artifact of their spoken language being pre-literary. And you know how I can prove that? Because Plato via Socrates argues about it in the Phaedrus. The part that we've read talks about how the word should be spelled the way it's said because the word was not invented with the written language. And so he argues that the letters that they use to spell it commonly are wrong.
Just careful.
And that is the argument that I am constantly making etymologically. You are spelling that with the wrong letters, you big stupid dumb face. You know what? Outrider skullcap. That's green. No, we will not pick it. Yeah, we will pick it up. Ooh, what do we got here? Outrider skullcap. +4 int. You insult me! I have +10% int. You insult me, Outrider skullcap. Begone from my presence! I don't know why I said that. It's in my backpack. I do say that kind of stuff to things that I'm putting in my backpack. I'm a weird guy. I was alone too long as a child. Damn. We don't want to go there. That's the swamp of Poon! We don't want to go there yet. You know a game I really want to play? And maybe you can convince me to like find an emulated version of it on my phone or something, but a game I really, really, really want to play again. I have been really wanting to play for maybe decades now, because I haven't played it since maybe 2002. That's decades now. Is called Dungeon Siege. It's basically a Diablo-alike, just like this, isometric, hacky-slashy adventure game, except it has like a 7-member party mechanic, and you can actually you can get carriages, like carts, wagons pulled by donkeys and shit to join your party, so you can just have all of the loot in the universe if you're a loot goblin like I used to be. I used to be that guy, and you might have seen it in the first episode, that picked up every single thing, sold every single thing, didn't matter. Yeah, I used to be that guy. I quit being that guy very recently. We don't give a shit about anything that's not rare, baby. We don't give a shit. Look how fast we kill stuff. Oof. Look how fast stuff dies. That was a boss, baby, and it just died. Quickly. That's a quest item. Sacred branch. Labyrinthine shields. Stop feeding me fucking shields. Ooh, actually, I changed my mind. That's part of a gear set. Oh, man. I could have predicted that. That "oh man" was real. That wasn't me referencing anything. That was a real emotion for a second there. They're all real emotions. That was just a real reaction. That wasn't a scripted reaction, because I'm a touch autistic, yo. I'm just a touch autistic, yo. Ugh. I do things that are... Ugh. Autism-type behaviors, and my vape has lain on its side long enough that it's leaking juice out the nozzle. It's also very warm in here, and so that, condensation happens with vape juice as well, so now I got a mouthful of vape juice and don't really want to smoke anymore. Got my nicotine. Where am I going? God only knows. Ugh. The thing you're not going to understand is that's actually not gross to me anymore. It's happened to me so many times, and I'm so acclimated to using nicotine. And I used to smoke hand-rolled cigarettes and pipe tobacco, so that's happened to me so many times that just liquid condensed nicotine has gotten on my lips and tongues that it's no longer unpleasant to me. I mean, it's highly unpleasant. It is. It's just awful. But, like, it doesn't bother me. So what I'm saying is, if you don't want to be like that, if you don't want to be that guy who just doesn't care that his teeth are stained brown, or that his fingers are stained brown, or that your lips are suddenly numb with nicotine, because that's not, you really don't want that much nicotine on any one part of your body. It does have I think what it does is it pushes the blood away from the spot. Maybe it makes the blood flood to the spot. I don't know. It affects the blood in some way. It is a toxin. If you don't want to be that person, don't start. Because I was that kid that's like, oh, you know, I can only smoke at work. Socially. And then it's like, my girlfriend likes the smell of the pipe tobacco while we're gaming together, so, well, I guess I'll only smoke at work and while I'm gaming. And then you don't have the girlfriend anymore. Or that job. Fuck! I didn't buy myself quite enough space. I don't remember where that was. Yeah, I do. Didn't I just level? Yeah, should have dealt with that at the time. Okay, take this off. It's just giving me a false sense of security about how many strength I actually have. Okay, lethal strike. A single deadly hit that multiplies the damage of a normal weapon attack. 52 energy cost. Huge damage. That might have to wait. Rapid reconstruction, we can use that more often. That might have to wait. Plus 10% poison damage with improved duration. That's what we need right now. We need to work on our passive damage. Okay, let's try that. Oh, wait a minute. Let's try that again. With the correct shield. Ayo! And then we can turn to our dagger. Why did I do that? Oh man, I made myself panic for a second there. And we can put... Look at that! This one has batter. So when you're holding this weapon, you can use baby batter in their faces. Take that. How do we equip it? Batter. Whack him with the shield in the face! Worth it! I don't know how I'm going to build 2 concurrent gear sets. I'm not. But the batter's funny. So that's happening. Shabby Pibeduh retrieves his body. Oh, and it didn't retrieve itself. Check this out. That shield. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. I'm not even mad about that one. Worth it. Okay, let's quit fucking around. Oh, okay, worth it. We're at 1 hour and 15 minutes, and that shit was absolutely worth it. I forgot what I was talking about. I was telling you something important. I don't remember. When I forget, I'm not going to watch these back to give myself notes. I thought about doing that. I'm not going to do it. To give myself notes in the comments to teach you what I'm looking for. Oh, God! So, don't ask, basically. Did it die? Yeah, but it's got friends. Son of a bitch! That's a hard fight. I have not been working on my defenses. I've been working purely on my offense. So, we'll fix that. We got time. We got 8 levels before we beat this first act. And then we got more acts to follow. Well, that's not a cave. So we got time. We've got time to get good at this class. I am... You know what? That would probably help. Why did the fire turn off? Strange. That would probably help. Like if we were at max damage, throwing out poisons, hitting dudes with axes that actually hurt them, we might actually like be able to just burn it to the ground quickly. Yeah, so the moral of that story is if you play like an asshole, you get killed like an asshole. Which reminds me of a story from my life. There was a time that this kid was working register when I was at Steak and Shake. And I was working grill. And he was being an asshole to the customers. And he was taking time out of taking their order to decide that he needed to readjust the angle of a computer screen of a POS machine. That stands for point of sale, if you don't know. A point of sale machine, POS, that didn't adjust. The angle didn't change. And he's standing there, and he's making them watch him as he's going to force this screen to the angle he wants, and lo and behold, it snaps in his hands. So I just walked over to him real calmly and I said, I hope you feel like an asshole because you look like one. And then I went back to what I was doing. When I came into work the next day, the 2 managers that were on duty and the store manager standing in the office. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, we need to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, I've kind of figured that. What's up? And they're like, you can't say that to people. And I said, well, was he or was he not? Or I said, did he or did he not look like an asshole in that moment in front of the customer? And they said, oh yeah, he looked like an asshole. He doesn't work here anymore. But you can't talk to people like that. And I said, you're telling me that I can't tell somebody who's going to be fired that I hate him? So the managers on duty left. And the general manager said, that was fucking hilarious. Please do that every time. And so I have never changed. I wasn't going to change. But that tiny little bit of positive reinforcement from somebody with an actual modicum of power only made me worse. All it did was entitle my behavior to the jobs that I got. The only reason I'm not currently still with the United Dairy Farmers Corporation as a store manager of my own is because I refused to subordinate to the first assistant managers who couldn't do their job. And then when I became first assistant manager, I refused to accept insubordination in my assistant managers. Refusal. It's not about demand avoidance. It's not about avoidance. It was about strict and forthright confrontation with what was wrong and what I perceived to be wrong. And I'll do it again, and I'll do it every time. And that's why I don't have a job. And that's why I sing 80s thrash, political thrash metal as I'm walking to and from place I want to be. These aren't going to be better, but I like to look. They're nowhere near better. Nowhere approaching better. Okay, I do need rings. So we're going to do this for just a second. I need good rings. And this is hard to do. Like that. That's a pretty badass ring. I can't afford it anyway. Never mind. Fuck it. That was a quest, though. Finding that guy was a quest. I'm not going to pretend like it didn't take me hours yesterday to find it with my main. I'm calling Plato my main just because I've had him first and he's higher level. But this is obviously my main character. This is the character that matters. This is the character that I'm storing gear to try. This is the one whose build I actually give a shit about. The other guy I have to give a shit about his build because the way I chose to play him is super fucking difficult. Fuck. I don't usually like to go builds that are easy to play because then I get bored. Why'd you throw it over there? Why are you attacking him instead of the one that's closer? Fuck! Throw it! Maybe we will buy the throwing knife attack next turn, or next level, just to have it. Just extra instant powerful damage. Also, we've just fought a boss who whooped our ass. So we need some high spiky damage. Didn't I? No, I did not buy that attack that does spiky damage because it costs mana. That's why I didn't buy the other. Because of the where am I going? The passive mana drain. But my energy that's tangled up in my attacks is now only about half of my energy because of that plus 10% energy. It was a big part of it, but this is how I play, man. I like to think about my build as it evolves. I know what I need, and I like to think about that when I'm not thinking about anything else. And I know I was just talking about something serious and important. I don't remember what it was. I do remember telling you that I'm not going to get in my comments to tell you how to tell me, hey, at this minute you left this thread hanging. Please talk about that conceptually, and I would be like, no problem. It'll be in the next episode of whatever I'm playing, which will show up in your life maybe as many as 48 hours later. That's how this can work. Sitting down and trying to think up an essay or a talking to myself or a naked philosophy where I'm talking on a subject and I'm trying to be comprehensive doesn't work. But I don't have to be comprehensive on a subject if you give me a dangling Chad to clean up. Hanging Chad. That's a reference to the 2000/1999 election cycle. If you want a live, you should be able to get it. Because you should have an education in your country's recent history and politics. And if you don't, you should not be allowed to vote. And I mean that. If you don't know the immediate politics from the decade before you were born, you should not be voting in current politics. Because they are not about what was going on today. They are about what was going on 30 years ago. If you are 18 and you don't know what was going on when you would have been 28, you shouldn't be voting. You can't even contextualize the youngest person possible to be president. And start running for president at age 30. Why no one age 35 has ever run is beyond me, and why no one tries to establish themselves as wanting to be president at age 28 to 30 is stunning to me. But whatever. You can only do it for 8 years. So if you get in at 33, you're out at 41. You've done your civic duty. Now you can start to be important to the entire fucking world. I don't know why no one has thought about this before age 60. When Obama was age like 45? But anyway, if you can't understand the lived experience of 10 people as few years as 10 years older than you, that means you can't understand the lived experience of your parents, which means you were a bad child, which means you're going to be an even worse civic servant. It means that you're going to vote like a fucking idiot. You're not even a good son. How do you think you're going to be a good voter? You don't even know your parents well enough to get them a good birthday present. How do you think you're going to vote well enough to make sure that their property that you're going to inherit isn't going to be entirely devalued by the time you get it? Huh? Every single college-educated Democrat that's complaining about the housing market right now? It was your philosophies, your politics, and your economics that got us here. It wasn't the conservative Republicans' policies that got us here. They wanted to do New Deal. They wanted to do New Deal, big government, and you wanted privatization. And they said, "Oh shit, it seems to be working." Okay, small government and privatization, but that all started with Bush in 2000. And if you don't know that, you are a detriment to yourself and your nation. There was a response to Clinton's economy seeming to work. But Clinton's economy was a rollback of everything that had ever worked. And look where we are. Democrats complaining that their parents won't give them homes that have value because their parents, also Democrats, voted like assholes for actual generations. Why is Detroit a shithole? It's not because they keep voting Democrat. The rest of Minnesota's not a shithole. Sorry, the rest of Michigan's not a shithole. That isn't to say the rest of Michigan votes Republican. I'm just saying. Detroit is a shithole for Detroit reasons. And they're not divorced from their voting habits. Can't be. It's impossible. Your state turns out how you vote in it. And this learned helplessness that rich, powerful people are going to do whatever they want. You understand that if you're rich and powerful, you could stop them by doing what you want.
Welcome,
which is to be not that. But you also understand that I'm not going to discipline my child because my parents are strict is why your children are pieces of shit that shouldn't be allowed to vote. Like, you understand that, right? All of this has a cascading effect. We're going to take away a point from that, and we're going to spend it over here somewhere. We might take points away from stuff over here, too. What shouldn't have 2 points, basically. We gotta work on
May
my...
destiny teach you greatness.
I gotta work on my skill point economy for a second. What am I missing? What did I say I was missing? Throwing dagger. I said it out loud and then I couldn't remember. Throwing knife goes right there. Feel good about that. Did I ever get that bat fang? Did I ever finish this? No, I never got that extra bat fang. Continuing on.
Honored to do business. I sell to the wise and powerful. Are you sure you will be shopping here?
Yes, I am sure I will be shopping in here. Damage reflection on shields. I can't put it on a blue shield, though. Anaxagoras, the stage director. We pronounce it Anaxagoras, and I don't know why. It's not pronounced the Agora. It's pronounced the Agora, but whatever. Anaxagoras, nice to see you, buddy. Their names were significantly more sing-song than English names. Like, Jacob is so many fewer syllables. You kind of don't need to sing your way through it. The reason I'm saying Pausanias, these are real people. Iphitos, Lycon, Lycan, what are you doing here? I don't know who all these people are, but they're from vastly different centuries. Astyache? The Delphic Oracle of Apollo. This main quest updated. What do you want me to do? I forgot I should be reading all of this shit for you, the audience. And I have bad news for you. Where did I meet Kieran? I said that I would, and I'm not going to anymore. Because it's so immensely boring, I can't force myself. Won't force myself. Do not care to know what's happening. Eumachus. I should, though. I should, because part of why I'm doing it is because I'm disappointed by some of their historicity. It's deeply fucked up, like how all those people are in Athens at the same time is beyond me. But it doesn't matter because it's a video game and it's a myth, a mythic story in a video. I don't know why I'm going the long way or why I'm doing it in this manner. Give me just a second to orient myself. I'm thinking about a lot of things all at once. So I'm trying very hard not to spoil the game. While also doing a bad job of presenting the game and its flaws and in its beauty.
Welcome, Seeker. You have come for a prophecy. Since Leonidas sent you, and you are a worthy supplicant, I shall channel Apollo's prophecy if he wills it. Wait. I, the oracle of great Apollo, am having a vision. The ancient ones emerge and run in chaos's full eruption. An evil band in every land, delighting in destruction. What seems shapeless, formless, and faceless, their great one is releasing. So to
This is actively pissing me off that it's not in hexameter.
Their sorrows thus increasing. Who is man to stay the hand of those the gods can't better? And a hero yet takes the bet to break the evil's fetter. 3 lights of hope to help you cope. One south in sand and wonder. One to the east, defeat the beast, and tear their plan asunder. The final light will mark the fight, where you must face your fear. A door ajar, you travel far, and yet you find it near.
Okay. Thanks for wasting my fucking time. Still have to find the good centaur, and that wasn't helpful, and I don't know how to get to Atlantis. I don't even know. They're putting it in the right place, at least. I don't even know how to engage with that. It's there in my quest book from the beginning, so I'm sure I'm supposed to be able to engage with it from the beginning, but I'm assuming I have to beat the game. It's DLC. That actively pissed me off. My brain's all scrambled now. That actively pissed me off that it wasn't in hexameter. This isn't this isn't Athens. This is Delphi. But first of all, Delphi wasn't a tiered city. Second of all, the Oracle wasn't in the city of Delphi. It was in the region of Delphi. I don't even know that there is a city named Delphi. Probably is. It's irrelevant. I'm not even looking at that staff. I'm so pissed off. I don't need it, but it might be good. I'm so pissed off I don't even have so pissed off about all of that. I'll show you what the fucking throwing dagger looks like. It looks like a throwing dagger. So pissed off, I'm taking it out on you. It's your fault. You made me do that. God, that was awful. And like, it would have been fine if I could have scrolled up or read it again. But it's a prophecy. It's in the wrong poetic style. It's in the wrong verse. It's in the wrong meter. It's not hard to write in hexameter, guys. Put it in the correct meter. They put it in an English style triplets, and it just pisses me off. Probably wasn't even properly triplets. Somebody's probably going, well, if you're there and there, it's like, fuck off. That is not the poetry of this time period. So if you're going to be like, oh, we're doing our best to be true to Periclean Athens, that's kind of what I'm saying. This is dated, and all those people, some of them were born before Periclean Athens. Some of them died before Pericles. Anyway, some of them were mythological. I don't know what some of them were even doing in Delphi, but that's beyond the point. Like, Anaxagoras is a fucking Athenian poet and playwright, so fine, maybe he was from the Delphic region, maybe he was from the Delphi region, but he didn't hang out at the Delphic Oracle. Maybe he did. The point is, that shit, I start to nitpick. Ooh, Shadow Sting. That sounds like a dagger. Sounds like the dagger I'm holding. Bing, 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 pong, 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 pong. Waka, chewy. Bet you it is. Ooh. It's a... It's a pokey spear that gives us the ability Phantom Strike. That's cool. We're going to play around with this for a second. This is why we build concurrent weapon sets. So we're going to hit them, and then we're going to... What does Shadow Strike do? Just stabs them in the head. We're going to hit them in the face with the shield. Look at all of this. Does it have a mana cost? I know it's not called mana in this game. You're not the boss of me? It's Shadow Step! Wait a second. I don't get that with this build. That's a hunter ability. That was the only reason I wanted hunter build with my other. I built a rogue hunter and fucked it up because I just wanted Shadow Step with a rogue. Am I confused? That spear might just be our melee weapon for the rest of the game. Because that's the coolest shit in the universe! Unless we get a third class specialization. If we get a third class specialization, it has a really long cooldown. Dudes and dudettes! This build just got so fucking cool to me. Aw, man. Because I can go a throwy. What are you doing? Throw. Oh no, you're so close. Pashonk. Yes. Yes, it's everything I ever wanted. And my hands are on fire! Yes! Oh, the elation is real. Stabby, stabby, pokums. Boop, 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 boop. Yes! And then against bosses. Fuck you. Yes! Oh my. Is this the right it doesn't matter. Fuck. This is what getting off sounds like, folks. This is what getting off in a video game sounds like. And again, that's an Arrested Development reference, not a sex thing. Unless it is a sex thing. No, I'm not aroused. I'm just at peak psychic enjoyment. Oosh, and the level comes simultaneously. That time it was sexual. No, it still wasn't. That would be weird. I literally don't know what to do with myself. I have everything I've ever wanted. So we're just gonna power level to the next rogue mastery. Yeah. Oh God, it's so good. Yes. This is what satisfaction sounds like, everyone. The satisfied Shaggy. It's not something you knew you wanted, but now you have it, whether you wanted it or not. Oh my God. I could just keep playing. I got 34% battery. Oh, I don't have enough battery, and I am running out. I have to stop playing right now, actually. I have to stop playing right now, or this is going to stop capturing. Glad I looked. So that, folks, has been an hour and 41 minutes accumulating an absolute epiphany. Thank you for being here. I am going to figure out my battery situation and get back to this as soon as possible. Though I might play some medieval because it's still Monday. Have a great day. I have.